33 Strategies of War by Robert Greene. The greatest battle of all is with yourself, your weaknesses, your emotions, your lack of resolution in seeing things through to the end. You must declare unceasing war on yourself. It is your own bad strategies, not the unfair opponent, that are to blame for your failures. You are responsible for the good and bad in your life. Understand, your mind is weaker than your emotions. But you become aware of this weakness only in moments of adversity, precisely the time when you need strength. What best equips you to cope with the heat of battle is neither more knowledge nor more intellect. What makes your mind stronger and more able to control your emotions is internal discipline and toughness. Events in life mean nothing if you do not reflect on them in a deep way, and ideas from books are pointless if they have no application to life as you live it. Think of the mind as a river. The faster it flows, the better it keeps up with the present and responds to change. The faster it flows, also the more it refreshes itself and the greater its energy. Obsessional thoughts, past experiences, whether traumas or successes, and preconceived notions are like boulders or mud in this river, settling and hardening there and damming it up. When you have success, be extra wary. When you are angry, take no action. When you are fearful, know you are going to exaggerate the dangers you face. Everything in life can be taken away from you and generally will be at some point. Your wealth vanishes, the latest gadgetry suddenly becomes passé, your allies desert you. But if your mind is armed with the art of war, there is no power that can take that away. Your mind is the starting point of all war and all strategy. A mind that is easily overwhelmed by emotion, that is rooted in the past instead of the present, that cannot see the world with clarity and urgency, will create strategies that will always miss the mark. Understanding the world too well, you see too many options and become as indecisive as Hamlet. No matter how far we progress, we remain part animal, and it is the animal in us that fires our strategies, gives them life, animates us to fight. Without the desire to fight, without a capacity for the violence war churns up, we cannot deal with danger. The key to staying unintimidated is to convince yourself that the person you're facing is a mere mortal, no different from you, which is in fact the truth. See the person, not the myth. Every day you face battles, that is the reality for all creatures in their struggle to survive. But the greatest battle of all is with yourself, your weaknesses, your emotions, your lack of resolution in seeing things through to the end. The better we can adapt our thoughts to changing circumstances, the more realistic our responses to them will be. The more we lose ourselves in predigested theories and past experiences, the more inappropriate and delusional our response. The secret enemy, though, will react with anger. Any strong emotion, and you will know that there's something boiling under the surface. Often the best way to get people to reveal themselves is to provoke tension and argument. What limits individuals as well as nations is the inability to confront reality, to see things for what they are. As we grow older, we become more rooted in the past. Habit takes over. Something that has worked for us before becomes a doctrine, a shell to protect us from reality. Repetition replaces creativity. As a warrior in life, you must turn this dynamic around, make the thought of death something not to escape but to embrace. Your days are numbered. Will you pass them half awake and half-hearted, or will you live with a sense of urgency? What you want in warfare is room to maneuver. Tight corners spell death. Having enemies gives you options. You can play them off against each other, make one a friend as a way of attacking the other, on and on. Without enemies you will not know how or where to maneuver, and you will lose a sense of your limits, of how far you can go. The path to your goal may be indirect, your actions may be strange to other people, but so much the better. The less they understand you, the easier they are to deceive, manipulate, and seduce. Following this path, you will gain the calm, Olympian perspective that will separate you from other mortals, whether dreamers who get nothing done or practical people who accomplish only small things. Do not be lured by the need to be liked, better to be respected, even feared. Victory over your enemies will bring you a more lasting popularity. Actually, your past successes are your biggest obstacle. Every battle, every war, is different, and you cannot assume that what worked before will work today. You must cut yourself loose from the past and open your eyes to the present. Your tendency to fight the last war may lead to your final war. People who accuse you of being unfair, for example, who try to make you feel guilty, who talk about justice and morality, are trying to gain an advantage on the chessboard. Your interest in war is not the violence, the brutality, the waste of lives and resources, but the rationality and pragmatism it forces in us and the ideal of winning without bloodshed.